Welcome back. We've got a warm Wednesday on tap for us this morning, though. Many places are in the low 80s, 82, New Roads, Baton Rouge, as well as down in Houma. Hammond still hanging on to those upper 70s at 79. We do have another heat advisory for today, but that won't go into effect until later this morning at 11 a.m. and remain through 6 p.m. this evening. That's mainly just for the parishes near the interstate corridors and northward, including southern Mississippi. That's for those feels like temperatures nearing 108, maybe even higher than that through the afternoon hours today. So yes, it's going to be another very hot day. We'll quickly get into the low 90s by lunchtime into the afternoon, once again reaching those upper 90s for our daytime highs. Also, just watch for a few storms developing through the late afternoon and again on into the early evening. So very similar summertime pattern of what we've been seeing these past couple of days. So play that out on the modeling here. We'll keep it dry through the morning hours. Once we get around lunchtime, maybe even a little bit beyond that, start to see some of those storms popping up. And then once we get through the afternoon, very hit and miss. That's, our typical summertime storm pattern. Here's 6 o'clock through the evening hours. We may see a few storms hanging on through the evening. Here's 9 p.m. and then things should fizzle out and dry out overnight. But tomorrow we're going to see much more moisture returning, so better rain chances tomorrow. I'll show you that by 1 o'clock. We already see those scattered storms developing around the area and then becoming more widespread through the afternoon and on into around dinner time as well. Here's 6 p.m. tomorrow. So a much wetter pattern for the end of the week. Today, though, we're just dealing with those few storms through the afternoon at 30%. By Thursday and Friday, though, elevated rain chances returning, and then we'll drop back down to a more drier pattern by the weekend and into early next week. All right, in the tropics, we're still monitoring a very large Hurricane Erin. As of the latest advisory at 7 a.m., winds are sustained at 100 miles an hour. But you can see on the satellite here how wide this storm is. And actually, the hurricane hunters are currently underneath a recon mission right now. You can see this satellite just how big this storm is just off the East Coast. Looks like they just clocked a wind speed of 130 miles an hour, so we'll likely see that update when we see the 10 a.m. advisory come out. We do have a tropical storm watch for Bermuda and tropical storm warnings along the East Coast, as the storm is still expected to take that same path towards the north and eventually into the northeast as that continues to weaken. But this cone here is just the center line, and you saw how large that storm is. So we're still expected to see impacts along the East Coast. One of that is dangerous surf and rip currents. Here's a live look outside on our Sky and Camera network. This is Daytona Beach, already seeing those rough water conditions there. So we do have rip current statements draped along the East Coast here, and that's because we could see those really dangerous and life-threatening situations unfolding today on into the end of the week as well. On top of that, storm surge warnings in place for coastal North Carolina and the Outer Banks. Back here at home, though, we're really just dealing with the heat through the afternoon, a few storms developing, much better rain chances Thursday and Friday, and then we'll see some relief with those highs returning to near normal with those storm chances continuing. Guys?
Oh, Sydney, thank you.